It's me, Miss Mary. I'm out here on my walk. And I'm doing 3 miles. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan. Life is good. You know, I'm gonna turn you around. Well, I can talk to you like this too. I don't know, people might think, what's going on with that girl? But you know what? I'm 68. I ain't really worried about what people think. So anyway, out here walking by myself. My friend is going away tomorrow, so she couldn't fit it in to walk this evening. My little walking buddy. But you know, like I said, can't nobody do this for you but you, right? So Miss Mary knows she has to get out here and get it in. So anyway, I was just thinking, you know, that my phrase that I say that I want to die empty. And when I say I want to die empty, I'm saying whatever knowledge I have, I want to share it. And when I say that, I'm talking about, I want to share my knowledge of how to cook easy meals, how to survive, how to clean your house with dish soap and bleach, how to do certain things. I just want to be able to share those things with you so that, you know, I just want to be able to help anybody that I can help. And if there's something that I know that can help somebody, then I'm going to do just that because I want to help. So anyway, I'm out here walking. And so when I say I want to die empty, that means that Miss Mary wants to share what little bit of knowledge I have about marriage, about raising kids, about divorce, about being single, you know, after divorce and having multiple children, about how to save some money, just whatever little knowledge I have, you know. Miss Mary did not go to college, so this is just all street sense, you know what I mean, and just things that God has given me, and I just want to share it with you guys. But I was thinking about, if you want to die empty, Miss Mary, you better get started on those videos. You know, because you're 68, soon to be 69, so I need to get busy here. So anyway, just want to share it. I was thinking about, I'm so happy, so glad to be up and walking, and that my knee is back to like 98%, I'm gonna say. It's like 98%. So my knee is feeling a lot better. But anyway, so I was thinking about that the one thing is that I really appreciate about hi, how are you? Good. The one thing that I really appreciate is being able to move around. You know, sometimes we have so many things that we just take for granted, and we just are able to do it and we don't even think about it. So I was thinking about what was the lesson that I learned from being down almost 4 months. Middle of December. Well, I won't count December because I moved around and I shouldn't have moved around, but I was hurting. But January, February, March, April, with my knee. The one thing that I can honestly say that I learned was to have empathy for people who can't move as fast as I can. I learned that, you know, because when I had that bursitis, I couldn't get in and out of the car as fast as I used to. I had to basically, you know, pull that leg out. I had to go a lot slower. Couldn't do a lot of things that I really wanted to do. I had to slow down. Wasn't able to do everything that I was accustomed to doing. So I've learned that, you know, how to have empathy for other people and empathy, and to be grateful that you're able to move, because it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that I was able to get back into it. So a lot of times I think we go through things just so that we can have more compassion, more empathy, be more sympathetic to other people, you know, that's moving a little bit slower or that has a medical issue, you know, or sometimes just to know that, hey, you're moving fast today, but you can be moving a whole lot slower tomorrow. And it can happen just like that. So just having empathy and being sensitive and really appreciating my body. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. Back in like February, you know, I didn't think it was going to take that long to heal. And I really got kind of, I won't say depressed, but I got very emotional about the fact of how I could not move the way I normally move. You know, so it really bothered me. One time at my PT, I just kind of like cried a little bit, you know. When the guy told me what to do and he walked away, I found myself getting really emotional and crying about it. And then when he came back in, he goes, "What's wrong?" And I was like, I didn't think it would take this long. I didn't think that my healing would take that long. Because I thought, oh, bursitis, you know, oh, well, take the PT and bam, I'm back and up and moving. But it didn't happen as fast and as quick as I thought. And it took me 4 months just to be able to get back to moving the way I was normally used to moving. So it taught me that don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything. Just because you're moving today, that don't say you'll be moving tomorrow. Don't take anything for granted. So I thank God that I'm back up and able to walk and able to get out here and do my exercise. And you know, the other thing that I learned too, that I want to say is, mine was my knee and bursitis along with arthritis. But it gave me another look into people who deal with illness on a daily basis, who's not getting better, whose knee is not healing. Maybe they, you know, like my husband goes for treatments, you know, who there's some people who maybe this is their lifestyle now. You know, think about somebody who's had to have something amputated. They're not going to get better. They have a new normal and they've got to adjust. So what about those people? What about people who, you know, it's not going to be as easy as, oh, just go to PT and we'll get you back to normal. No, what about the people who are going to have a new normal? It's different. So we just have to be sensitive, be made aware, and for God's sake, don't take nothing for granted. Don't take nothing. You know, a lot of times, like, just because you got food on the table don't mean everybody's got food on the table. You know, we can't take anything for granted. I remember a long time ago when they merged DTE. We used to have Consumers Power and DTE. You had a light bill and you had a gas bill. And I remember one time I was standing in line. This was back in the day when you used to could go in the store and pay your bill. They had a DTE building. They had a Consumers Power, and you can go pay your light bill, go pay your gas bill. You could even go to the light company and pick up light bulbs. Yeah, Miss Mary really telling her age now, isn't she? But anyway, so I remember I was standing in line, and they had this big notice, and they was letting us know that they were getting ready to merge the DTE and the Consumers Power. So we were only going to have one bill, and that was all going to come from DTE. So DTE was taking over, and they was going to have our light and our gas. And I remember being like, woohoo, I'm happy. One bill. I was saying one bill, I was happy. Because if you don't know this about Miss Mary, I like things all grouped together. Like, for instance, I like it when you pay your mortgage. If you desire to do so, you can have your taxes for your home, and you can have your insurance put on there too. So I like that, knowing when I pay this bill, I just killed 3 birds with 1 stone. That's my way of thinking. That's what I like. Everybody don't like that. I like it, knowing that, okay, pay this money, this amount, and once I pay this amount, I've just paid 3 things. That's how I like it. Now I realize everybody's not like that. But anyway, I was so excited in the line because it was just going to be 1 bill. And the gentleman, either he was in front of me or behind me, I can't remember. I think he was in front of me because I was talking to somebody else and he overheard me. And I was saying how happy I was that it's just going to be 1 bill. And he politely, yes, he was in front of me. And he politely turned around, real nice. He wasn't rude or anything. And he said, ma'am, that might work for you, but that doesn't work for everybody. And I said, what? And he said, think about it. Now, it used to be a time that if it was in the summertime and you don't need your gas because you're in Michigan, so you don't need gas to heat your house because it's summer. So I don't have money to pay my gas bill. So I'm going to let the gas bill go and just pay the light bill. So now with them merging it, if you don't pay the DTE, which is your license, your gas, now you just lost both of them. Now you don't have no lights and you don't have no gas. Whereas before, you could have your gas turned off in the summertime. Who would know it? You could barbecue on your barbecue grill for your food. If your stove is electric but gas, you can still light it. He said, well, no, you can't still light that. Let me take that back. You can't. But anyway, I'm thinking about if your power go out and you have gas, you can still light the pilot on your gas stove. But anyway, he was saying, excuse me, guys, now you're going to have both of them off. Sometimes people have to make decisions. What are you going to pay? Are you going to pay the gas or are you going to pay the lights? And people had options and they could make it through until the next month. Okay, let's keep the lights on and we'll just use the grill, and cook all our meat outside. We don't need the heat. So I thought about that and I apologized to him. I said, you know what? I never thought about that, but you're right. So a lot of times we'll see things and we'll only see them one way. And sometimes it's good for somebody else to remind us, no, that might work for you, but it doesn't work for everybody. I'll tell you another good example of that with the cable. Now you have your phone line. If you have a landline, which you young people probably don't, your landline, your cable, and your internet is all on one bill. You don't pay that bill. Now you don't have your phone line, you don't have the cable TV, and you don't have the internet. So I began to understand exactly what he was saying as life went on. So we just have to have sympathy, be aware of what works best for you might not work best for everybody. And just understand too that everybody ain't got it like that. Everybody ain't out here balling. Everybody ain't out here, You know, some people are only able to put $2 worth of gas in their tank. Everybody ain't putting 20 in. Everybody ain't saying fill her up. So this is Miss Mary. Just food for thought. Out here walking, getting it in. It's Miss Mary. I'm on it. I'm in it to win it. Bye, guys. Just sharing my thoughts. Bye.